Welcome aboard. The Flight Simulator 2024 Marketplace brings a distinctly nostalgic tone to this week's rotation, heavily spotlighting Golden Age commercial aviation alongside rugged floatplane operations, vintage rotorcraft, Mach-3 interceptor speeds, and focused livery expansions. Microsoft and INI builds have made a massive push for their historical fleet, including the corrugated metal Ford Trimotor, the Boeing 307 Stratoliner, the twin radial Curtiss C-46 Commando, and a classic Bell 47G2 helicopter. Joining them are the water-capable Kodiak 100 Amphibian from SimWorks Studios and the Soviet-era MiG-25 PD from GKS. Let's break down all 10 featured items by operational category to help you choose where to invest your flight hours. As mentioned, this video is broken up in a few parts. The first group is the Golden Age and Vintage transports. The second group is the specialized backcountry and rotary flight. The third group is the supersonic military interception. And the fourth group is the fleet livery and paint additions. Let's get started. The first item is the Ford 4AT Trimotor. It contains 5 liveries: the Black Fort, the Emerald Harbor, New Guinea, Spanish Republic, and World Travel, and it's developed by Microsoft and INI builds. It's a very old, I would say, aircraft, but it's a super nice one. You can use it in career mode, world photographer, and free flight mode. As you can see, the engine was the Wright G69 whirlwind radial piston engines, and each turns a 2-blade fixed pitch propeller. Delivered, I would say, 300 horsepower, and there were 3 of them, right? So that's also what you can see here. 1, 2, 3 engines which are, I would say, included in this aircraft. If we scroll down, we can see some, let's say, details about the aircraft, right? 130 miles per hour, up to 10 passengers, not that much to be honest. Also some, let's say, misalignment over here. And if we scroll down, we can see that it also comes with multiple configurations. For example, with skis, you can see that they added some wear and tear in the cockpit, some special seats. But it also comes with, for example, a method to land on the water, or simply some wheels. And again, it comes with multiple liveries, so you can decide which livery you're gonna use while flying in Flight Simulator 2024. The good news is that if you own this aircraft, or if you bought this aircraft already for Flight Simulator 2020, you will get this one for, between brackets, free in Flight Simulator 2024. Then the next one is the Curtiss C-46 Commando. This aircraft is again updated from Flight Simulator 2020 to 2024, and if you owned it in 2020, you will get it for free in Flight Simulator 2024, based on my understanding. The Commando comes with 4 liveries, or with multiple liveries, sorry. The Japan's Air Self-Defense Force, the US Navy Blue, Olive Drab World Travel, and Pan American World Air Race, also known as Pan Am. It is a twin-engine, piston-powered, low-wing military transport and cargo aircraft developed and manufactured by the American aviation company Curtiss-Wright. Did fly most hours in 1940 to 1945, and it was, I would say, built more than 3,000 times. You can use it in career mode, world photographer, and free flight mode. And here are some, I would say, screenshots. So you can see the Corpus Christi livery, and also see some other liveries. So super nice. The liveries look a little bit too clean, if you ask me. Also, the cockpit looks very clean compared to the Ford Trimotor, but still has a lot of things, including some military vehicles also likely included. Then we've got the Boeing 307 Stratoliner. Same thing applies to this one as the previous 2. If you owned it for Flight Simulator 2020, you get it for free in Flight Simulator 2024. It comes with 4 liveries: the Boeing livery, the Emerald Harbor, World Travel, and Area. It's a 4-engine, long-range, high-altitude airliner produced by Boeing. There were only 10 built of these aircraft, so that's not that many, to be honest. But it was used later as, I would say, type, or say kind of basis for another aircraft. You can use it in career mode, world photographer, and free flight mode. And if we scroll down, we can see some details about the aircraft, right? 222 miles per hour cruise speed, maximum speed 250, 23,800 feet. Well, that is the service ceiling, and this is how it looks like. So you can fly it now in Flight Simulator 2024. You can see multiple liveries are there. The cockpit looks, I would say, super nice. A lot of gouges, a lot of levelers. Also the cabin has been modeled. The Pan Am livery. So a nice addition to your marketplace. Then we already arrived at the second group, the specialized backcountry and rotary flight. And this is where we find the Kodiak 100 Amphibian. It's an amphibian aircraft. It's a Kodiak 100 series number 3. It's a high-wing, single-engine turboprop aircraft. You can take up to 9 passengers or some cargo. It's equipped with the Pratt & Whitney Canada PD6A34 engine, flat rated at 750 horsepower. Again, since it's, let's say, amphibian, you can also land on the water. It includes 36 different liveries. It's a realistic flight model. It has the G1000 NXi. It has the custom air conditioning system, accurate 3D modeling, 4 different interiors, cargo, passenger, mixed and summit, as well as there are some manual included. Also nice. And if we scroll down, we can see how it looks like. Right, so this is from the cockpit. Some external pictures. Super nice. And below we can see the liveries which are included. And then we arrived at the Bell 47G2. And for those who recognize it, you're correct, because it was available in Flight Simulator 2020, but also it was used in a movie. If for those who love James Bond, in Thunderbolt, that's where it was used. It comes with multiple liveries, including the Xbox liveries. The Bell 47G2 was, I would say, a follow-up of the initial Bell 47 aircraft, or helicopter I should say. It was of course manufactured by Bell, and we can see a lot of details about this. It can be used in career mode, world photographer, free flight mode. This is a little bit about the history of the helicopter. And if we scroll down, we can see some images. You can see you can land on the water, and I believe it was delivered around the same time that we arrived at the Caribbean World Update or something. So that's likely where I would say why it was released initially at that time for Flight Sim in 2020. Multiple liveries, as already mentioned, so you can choose which livery you want if you want to fly in this helicopter, if you decide to buy it. If you already bought it in Flight Sim 2020, then there's good news, because then you will get it for free. Then we have arrived at the third group, the MiG-25 PD by GKS. This aircraft is a single-seat twin-engine high-speed interceptor aircraft. It was developed, of course, by MiG, the Mikonian, Gurevich Design Bureau, and let's say it was mainly used for, I'd say, high altitude and to intercept, I'd say, a lot of other aircrafts. That was the idea of this aircraft. You can use it in world photograph and free flight mode in Flight Simulator 2024. It has engines, two Tumansky or 15 engines with afterburning capabilities. And if we scroll down, we can see how it looks like. So for those who love military jets, then you could have a look at this one. There also are some images about the interior, right? Let me skip to them. It was over here. So this is how it looks like inside the cockpit. Also, pilot is there. A lot of gouges, and then of course the afterburners. Comes with multiple liveries again. So if you love flying military jets, then this could be a package which you could decide to buy and add to your hangar. Then we arrived at the fourth group, the fleet livery and paint editions. The first item we're going to look at is the 707 World Liveries, which is created by 2Pilot. It includes 15 liveries, 4K for these airliners, and you can apply it to the Boeing 707s. So these are some images, and you can apply it to the Boeing 707. So keep in mind that you need to own the aircraft, because else it simply doesn't work. Then we've got the ATR 72600 livery pack number 1. This includes 40 liveries for Microsoft's ATR 72600. So keep in mind that you need to own the aircraft. And then you can apply, for example, the Sky Express or Bahamas Air livery to your ATR aircraft, which is a super nice aircraft. I really love to fly it. And this is how it looks like, right? Those different liveries applied to the aircraft. Now for those who prefer to fly in helicopters, also some good news, because there's the H125 Canadian livery pack by HR SimYard, which you can apply, and then you will get these liveries which you can apply to the helicopter. Here you can see some more images of it. And this is not the only package, because they also added another one. Let's have a look at that one. And that's the US law enforcement livery pack number 2, which includes, I would say, these liveries from Oklahoma City Police, Baltimore County Police, Washington Metropolis Police, Alaska State Troopers, and the US Customs and Border Protection. These are the liveries, and you can apply them to the H125 in Flight Simulator 2024. So that concludes our tour of this week's lineup. Whether you're planning on tech radio engine mixture management in the C-46 Commando, splashing into backcountry waterways with the Kodiak Amphibian, or pushing Mach numbers in the MiG-25, this drop provides plenty of distinct flight models to master. Which aircraft is taking priority in your hangar this rotation? Let me know over the comment box below. Hope you liked this video, and I'll see you back next week.